Hi friends, today we will discuss the working of a capacitor. So how capacitor works, what is the working principle of a capacitor, how it passes AC supply, how it blocks DC supply, what is the fundamental behind that. So we'll try to explore and learn about the capacitor. So we know that capacitor, the symbol of capacitor is like this. There are two parallel plates, okay, and in between there is a dielectric medium. So this is basically the symbol of a capacitor. Now the construction of capacitor is like there are two plates, okay, and in between there is a dielectric medium, okay. So in between there is a dielectric medium. Now the basic function of capacitor is to block DC, okay. So it will not pass a DC supply through it, and to pass AC supply, okay. So if we apply AC supply to the capacitor, it can easily pass through the capacitor, and if we'll apply DC supply to the capacitor, it will not pass through the capacitor. Now why this happens? So basically the basic function of capacitor is to store a voltage in form of charge, okay. Now how it stores the charge, that we will discuss, and that will also give you answer that why the capacitor blocks DC and passes AC, okay. So consider one capacitor is connected to the AC supply. For example, this is AC supply source, okay. So this is say VAC, and I have applied this AC source to some capacitor. For example, this is a capacitor, okay. Now consider this capacitor, okay. We'll consider it with this capacitor, that this particular capacitor will get the AC supply, okay. So what will happen, we know that in case of AC supply, okay, there are positive and negative half cycles, okay. So this is positive half cycle and this one is a negative half cycle. So what happens during positive half cycle, suppose let's say this is positive and this is negative, okay. During positive half cycle of AC signal, this terminal of capacitor will become positive and this will become negative. So what will happen, the electrons of this dielectric medium, okay, will be attracted towards this plate, because of this positive supply, this plate will become positive. So the electrons will be accommodated at this plate. All the electrons will be gathered here, okay. So there is a movement of electron from lower plate to upper plate, okay. So after positive cycle there will be a negative half cycle, okay. So in negative half cycle, now this particular terminal will become negative and this will become positive. So because of now this terminal is positive, this electron will move towards the lower plates, okay. So now this electron will move towards the lower plate like this, okay, and all the electrons will be accommodated here, will be gathered here. Again in the next positive half cycle, this will become positive and this will become negative. So again the electron will move towards the upper plate, okay. So likewise there is a movement of electron from one plate to another plate. Actually the current that I am applying, or the supply that I am applying, alternates after each half cycle. So that's why this electron is moving from one plate to another. That's why we can say that the current, this is nothing but flow of electron, that is nothing but the current. So we can say that the current flows whenever we apply a AC supply. Now in case of DC supply, we know that in case of DC supply, let's say this is capacitor and this is the DC supply I have applied, okay. Now we know that the DC supply is a constant supply. So once this terminal is positive, it will remain positive. Once this is negative, it will remain negative. So what happens, initially when I apply this DC supply, this electron will move to the upper plate, same as whenever I am applying a AC supply. So once all the electrons have accommodated or moved towards the upper plate, what will happen, once all the electrons have move on the upper plate. Now this supply is fixed, so now there is no further movement of electrons, so the electron movement will stop, hence the current will also stop. Hence we can say that the DC supply does not passes through the capacitor. Okay, so this is the initial case, because whenever I am applying the DC supply, it will not it will not be like this, that initially it is a 5 volt from t is equal to 0 itself. Actually, practically, whenever I am providing the DC supply, it will rise like this. The 5 volt will become like this. This is the portion. Okay, due why the electron is moving towards the upper plate. Okay, once all the electrons have moved, now there is no further movement, so no current will flow. That's why we say that the DC does not flows through the capacitor. Okay, so actually the outer current does not flowing through the capacitor, the inner movement of the electrons gives the current. Okay, in case of DC, once it is moved, there is no flow of electrons, so the current will not flow. Whether in case of AC, there is a movement in each half cycle, so we can say that the current passes through the AC. Okay, and the reactance is nothing but we can say it is a frequency dependent resistance. Okay, in case of normal resistance like this, the resistance of that resistor does not depend on it does not depend on the value of frequency, whereas in case of capacitor, the reactance, that is known as a reactance is something but a resistance that is depend on frequency. So that reactance, capacitive reactance, is inversely dependent to the frequency. So higher the frequency, lower the reactance, lower the frequency, higher the capacitance. So in case of AC, we know that the frequency is higher as compared to the DC, so XC will be lower in case of AC, and in case of DC, we know that the frequency of DC is 0 Hertz, so the XC will be infinite for DC supply. Okay, that's why this is also one explanation. We can say that the capacitor does not passes DC and will pass AC. Okay, and the another explanation that what I have already explained. Okay, so this is the how the capacitor works, and the capacitor generally used as energy storage device. So for example, certain capacitor is having a capacitor of say 24 volt and 1000 microfarad. Okay, Faraday is the unit of a capacitor that shows how much energy it can store, and 25 volt is the maximum voltage that it can store across it. Okay, so this 25 volt, up to this 25 volt it can store across its plates. Okay, so this is how the capacitor works. Inductor is also used to store the energy, but it stores the energy in form of magnetic field. Here this capacitor stores the energy in form of charge. Okay, so that's why the capacitor is generally we know that it is generally connected in parallel. Capacitor is generally connected in parallel, and the inductors are connected in series. Okay, so this is about the capacitor. Thank you.